Hey guys, my name's Alan and today I bring you the review of the CCA NRA. This is a new CCA IEM with a triple magnet dynamic driver, a 10mm driver, and an electrostatic driver, a 6.8mm. Okay, about specs, well, it has a frequency of 20 Hz to 40 kHz, an impedance of 25 ohms, and a sensibility of 100 dB. Okay, it comes with a really nice looking cable, really pretty. Has a QTC type connection, 2-pin, and a 3.5mm headphone jack, angled, really nice. Cable's good, doesn't tangle. Just, I mean, for the price, it's a really nice cable. It comes with 3 pairs of silicone ear tips, which, to be honest, I like the design. It's a bit different, as you can see, but these have a short stem for the nozzle, and then it's larger, the tip as it is, and it has a weird kind of square shape. I don't know. Didn't like them. This doesn't fit. I mean, they look pretty, but they don't stick in my ear. I can hear the air coming through, so I had to switch, and I went for FiO FH1 balance ear tips. That's the one that fit my ears. So comfort wise, this IEM is extremely comfortable. I'm gonna put it on 8.5 out of 10 just because of the ear tips that I had to swap. It's all made of resin, and it has a zinc alloy part in the top. Looks really nice. The 2-pin connection, the nozzle, it's also made of resin, and the mesh is like a metallic mesh. Here you can see the electrostatic driver, or what they say, it's an electrostatic driver. Not really sure. And here it's the dynamic driver. So one and then the other, one on top of the other. Okay. Interesting technology. First time I've hearing a hybrid of this way. And I'm going straight away to the important part, the sound quality. Okay, I'm gonna talk about the bass frequencies, the low frequency range of this NRA. To my ear sounds good, very controlled, tight, well defined. Bass is really fast, but it could be for some people that the amount of bass isn't enough because they are not elevated. To me in particular, it feels like it's missing some volume in the bass region. It has a lot of quality, but there isn't enough quantity. There are a lot of tracks where the bass sits in the back and sounds far away, even though it has a good texture and a really good extension. It lacks volume, so bass is poor here. Even though it sounds good, detail is really clear. You can hear bass, double bass, extremely well. You can understand what you're listening to, electric or acoustic bass, some samples, some rumble, the kick drums, but it just sounds like far away in the mix in general. Good quality, poor quantity. Mids I think are the best part of this IEM. They're pretty elevated to my ears, really well tuned. Detail here is superb in the guitars, acoustic guitar, electric guitar, keyboards, piano, synths. They all sound great. Voices sound pretty good for most of them. If you consider the really low price of this IEM, it sounds natural, it sounds organic, but in some recordings, especially recordings where vocals are the main event, it can get a little shouty, especially female vocals, and it can be a bit fatiguing, but it's not a bad thing. It's just a bit of nitpicking, because I really like the sound, I really like the vocals, I really like how the male vocals sound warm and present and full with a lot of body. Guitars sound superb, really nice timbre on it. You can hear the slides of the fingers in the guitars. You can hear the pick sometimes. It's really good with that kind of clarity. But some female vocals are just a bit too shouty for my liking. Okay, now I'm gonna go for the treble. Treble here is elevated with good detail, a decent extension, but just as the high mids do, this can get a little fatiguing. Despite that, I do enjoy this IEM quite a lot. Cymbals have a really nice timbre, guitar solos got really well into the mix, the sound stage is good for the price, actually it's pretty decent, nothing fancy but good. Imaging, it's good, easy to know where every instrument is coming, but it lacks a little bit of depth. Wide, it's okay, depth, not the greatest, but I mean, for this price, less than, I think it's 30 US dollars, it's really nice. I do like the sound of the cymbals, especially the ride and the splash. They sound natural, they sound okay in most of the tracks. I listened to some songs. Let me see, please, focus. Come on. Okay, Cosmos Quad 3 AM sounds really great. Guitars sound a bit on the warm side. I don't know why, that's kind of weird. Bass, it's really good in this track, but it lacks volume. Kick drums, okay. Cymbals, really nice. Let's go on a different track. Paint the Unknown from Manimal. This is a classic heavy metal track. It sounds really good. Guitars are spot on. The cymbals are really good. The snare sounds fantastic. Vocal is really nice, clean, present. But again, the bass is just far away. You cannot hear the bass in this. Again, same song. Okay, Northern Lights Rise. Good, bass is better here, better reproduction of it, a bit more clarity, a bit more volume. Guitars are well defined, they doesn't use a lot of gain, so they sound clean. Vocals really nice, really warm, really heavy. I don't know, just I like this. I like this combo. This song Heaven, don't like it at all, because it's a song that has a lot of soft bass rumble, some like electro pop kind of stuff, and this doesn't do justice to it. It sounds way too harsh. John Mayer sounds okay, lacks bass, but general detail is good. Guitar sounds okay, vocals are nice, drums nice. Kick drum, again, a bit lacking, but nothing to worry about. And Dua Lipa, this right here is just a hell no. She sounds way robotic. I mean, extremely metallic sounding, really thin, really poor. The sub bass rumble of this track just disappears. So I didn't like this, and it's a shame because I do love Dua Lipa. Iron Maiden, well, this track sounds fantastic. Why? Well, it's 80s heavy metal, so it's mastered in a different way and mixed in a different way, so bass is really good. There's a lot of definition, there's a lot of detail. Guitars sound nice, kick drum sounds okay because it's mastered at a lower volume than music is now. I mean, it's less compressed, so NRA sounds way better. I mean, this is a better IEM for this type of music with a mastering that it's not so compressed, not so heavy on volume. Okay, so for monitoring music, unmastered music, I think this is really nice. Okay, so just as a conclusion, I think this is a good IEM, not as versatile, but it is versatile. I think it works good with almost every music genre, but I don't think this is worth the hype that it's getting. I think this type of signature is getting a bit popular nowadays. It reminds me to I don't know, maybe the Blond BL05 or the TRN MT1. I mean, I think it's that kind of sound signature with a lot of presence in the mids. I prefer those two over this, to be honest, but differences are really subtle. Even though I think this has a better instrument separation, a bit more warmth, and a better imaging, But because of this, IEM is extremely easy to drive, extremely easy. That makes high mids and treble get a bit hard to control, so they become fatiguing sometimes. For example, my maximum volume on my channeling, it's 35, maybe 40, maybe out of 100. I can't use it louder than that because it's just piercing my ears. With my Feel Q1 MK2 is just, no, it's not a good match, way too trebly, becomes really harsh. The electrostatic driver creates a really good and detailed treble, but I think it overpowers the dynamic driver, so that's why bass is lacking a lot. And something that I noticed the other day and I found really interesting, this IEM has a little hole here. I think it's the band for the sound. The problem with this and the location is that when you are taking a walk and it's really windy out there, it gets here and goes through your ear. When there's windy, you cannot hear your music. All the wind comes through this hole and it just destroys everything. It's just pure wind, zero music, just don't like it at all. So it's an indoors IEM, absolutely indoors IEM. If you have a FIO FH3 or the Blom VLO5, you don't need this. If you have the TRN MT1 or a Blom BLO3, I think this is a good improvement because it has a lot of micro details. It has a lot of information on the treble region, on the upper mids or high mids region. It's really clear, really detailed. So it's a really nice IEM, but you have to be careful with the volume. Okay, so I'm gonna end my review here. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying, and I'll see you on the next video, guys. Oh, and thank you to KeepHifi, friendly audio store, because they sent me this unit. I appreciate a lot, and see you guys soon. Take care. Bye.